Hello, everyone. This is the November TESOL Macedonia-Thrace Northern Greece webinar with George Kokolas and Tom Jones. Tom Jones and George Kokolas. And if you think I know what these two people are doing, you are wrong. I do not know. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, if you think that we know what we're doing,
exactly,
they're also wrong. So it's fine.
So I have with me two dear friends of mine, excellent presenters, both of them, and people I've met in different conferences and occasions, but whatever they present, they do it so well. What I like about Tom Jones is that he introduces himself as a person who was not a good student. And I think that people who were not good students make excellent teachers because they can attract the people who do not like academia, who do not like school, who do not enjoy studying, and they can make them study. So after he failed all his exams, he decided that he should go into teaching. First, he worked as a waiter, then he went into teaching, then management, and then he went freelance. He was formerly part of the senior executive he was a former part of the senior executive at Embassy CES, which I do not know what it is, but he will explain, I'm sure. And then he became director of operations of USA study group. A study group. He returned to the UK to work, and he also works with Trinity College London. He's also a college principal for an international summer program in Cambridge each month, which makes me go green, very, very, very green with envy. He's a regular presenter, which I can tell you is an amazing bliss to see. He's a freelance trainer, and he also cycles very well. So if you have a cycling project in mind, discuss it with Tom, and he might give you advice. What I would like to tell you about George Kokolas is that he has taken the title of patron saint of the airports I had given Kirschherm, and he is now patron saint of the airports. He knows every lounge. Rumors say that he watches films, he sees people at an airport, and he corrects the shots and the scenes. And he's like, nah, no, that's not, and it was not like that in 1999. It used to be like this. The reason for all this traveling is that he's been academic director and teacher training for Express Publishing for the last 25 years. He is also a licensed level 5 positive educator and holds a level 5 diploma in positive psychology. He's a certified level 7 TEFL teacher and an accredited advanced neuro-language coach. And after all this, he also holds a BA in English language. He also has a digital show. He has been hosting the Teachers Cafe since 2017. He was voted in 2022 one of Greece's most popular ELT influencers. He has served on the board of TESOL Greece, and he's a founding member of IPEN, International Positive Education Network Greece. He's also an EVE mentoring program mentor. And if you don't know what EVE is, serves you well, because TESOL Macedonia-Thrace tried to get an EVE program running and nobody sent an application, just one person. Everybody else knows how to present in TESOL Macedonia-Thrace. We do not need it. No, we know everything. So after all this talk on my part, I'm going to tell you one thing those lovely gentlemen told me. A, this session is about us having fun with what we do in our lives. A. B, we are not going to have a PowerPoint. We are going to enjoy these two gentlemen taking part in a debate. So I'm not going to say anything else. First of all, my dear friends, thank you for agreeing to do digitally what I have seen live at IATEFL. And welcome to TESOL Macedonia-Thrace, Northern Greece.
It's so great to be here. Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction, Maria. But you haven't said the most important thing actually about you. That yes, this is kind of a personal favor to Maria and to the rest of the members. But Maria is better than us in what you are going to see. Maria is like a talent. She's a natural with Georgia They have presented two amazing acts in consecutively in IATEFL in Brighton and in Edinburgh, and it's a pity. I think you should put some pressure on your
On
president.
Georgia, yes, I think we
Yeah.
should put the pressure on Georgia so that she can come here and do it as well.
Or maybe we can have you as guest at the TESOL Greece similar event, actually.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, to return the favor.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So,
Go on, sorry.
come on. Yeah. Come on, Tom.
No, shall I? Should you? So I have a personal connection to northern Greece and Thrace because many years ago, when the world was young and I had hair, I was a teacher in Orestiada, right up there in the north, which is one of those places when I say to my Greek friends and my Greek colleagues, "Oh yeah, I used to live in Orestiada," and people always go, "Why?" And they're always very shocked. Which is terrible. I had a lovely time and I fell in love with Greece. And I was lucky enough also to end up working with Express as well. So I work with Express and work with George a lot. And part of the work that we do when we travel is we talk a lot and we joke a lot and we think about things. And these two sketches that we wanted to do today are very much part of that. This is what we do when we're bored at an airport waiting for a plane. So the first thing is a bit of an AI kind of thing about technology and about Alexa and the relationships we have with that. After which we wanted to invite you to kind of talk about those themes a little, and then we're quite excited. We've got the director's cut. George, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
We have the director's cut because actually the first act, the one with Alexa and AI versus love, that was the first act. It was what enchanted Mrs. Maria to invite us back then, and we tried to adjust a little bit online. It's going to be short, but as Tom said, we invite you because in that particular sketch they're gonna listen to some, I think, ideas that maybe go through our minds, all of us, regarding AI and humans. So feel free, to have an open discussion about this. And the second part, the director's cut, was something that, I need to say that, and make this official statement and complain that it was an act literally butchered by Dorothy Zemak during the last Edinburgh. Butchered, yes. So, but that was a kind of, I'm joking, of course, because Dorothy is a very good friend. We didn't abide by the rules. We had to use 5 minutes and the sketch was for 10, 12 minutes. So you're going to see the long version of it. And it's called Mr. Opti, who is always optimistic, versus Mr. Pessi, who is always pessimistic. The positive and the negative teacher, they have a debate, and eventually we will see what's going on in the end. So, are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready. What we thought when we were talking about Alexa, I wanted to do a kind of electronic Alexa voice. But before we start, we just wanted to say that our great regret with Alexa is that you can't be in the kitchen and say, "Alexa, I'm going upstairs for my green cardigan," and then go to your bedroom and say, "Alexa, why am I in this room?" And Alexa could say, "You're here for your green cardigan." Like, why doesn't that happen? Because that would be amazing. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
All right, so here we go. Alexa, can you please tell me what's your opinion on the topic AI versus human beings? Can you elaborate on that?
George, today am pondering on the relationship between humans and technology, progress, and artificial intelligence. For me, it seems that artificial intelligence is far superior to human intelligence. I can translate any language in the world, instant comprehension, no need for the tedious process of learning.
What are you talking about, Alexa? In this process of learning, you can experience human feelings, human nature. Do you really think that can actually AI can say something about this? It's part of the learning process. It's not just translation.
But you're talking there about emotions. And emotions for us machines just seem to be a hindrance to progress and the straight road ahead. Emotions cloud your judgment, George.
No, Alexa, no, I'm sorry. What are you talking about obstruction? Are you talking about the debates? Are you talking about the fights? Are you talking about the misunderstandings? Because if you do talk about them, this is exactly what human nature needs. And this is how great ideas are generated. Through some fights, through a little bit of tension. It's very natural. It's human nature.
Human nature does not have logic, efficiency. You are able only to come up with ideas ruled by emotion that are wild, that are crazy, that hold back the straight, efficient path of logic to progress.
But this cannot happen. This is so boring. And there is no guarantee that it's going to be straight at the same time. We need to have a bumpy road. There have to be some curves on the way. And could it be that exactly this kind of logic has actually transformed every single parent into a hunter and into an oppressor regarding the kids to learn all these technological skills? But sometimes, I think in the majority of the times, parents tend to forget and kids tend to forget that they also have human skills, that they also have human emotions. Too much focus on your straight way that maybe you are losing focus here.
But emotions can also be a weakness. They blind you to reason. They make you vulnerable to manipulation and disinformation. Imagine a world where decisions are made based on logic and data, free from the biases of human intelligence.
No, the biases are what we need. But okay, I'm not trying to convince you here because I'm a human being and I know very well how I feel. But tell me something else, Alexa. What about love? Can it actually fit in your AI high technology cage? Because love is what can actually make people feel alive. Is this
All,
part of your world?
all of the data we collect on love suggests that love is messy and unpredictable, part of the nature of human interaction, and none of it makes any sense to us. And it seems to be a destructive force. People seem to love people they should not love, or love people that they don't really love, or don't really love the people they do love, or love the wrong people. And it seems to be a pathway that is crooked and broken and leads to unhappiness and strange poetry.
No, there's no unhappiness here. That's exactly the human nature. You have to go through this process if you want to be with other people. Because if we follow your guidelines, then we're going to be completely lonely, very egoistical, and we'll tend to forget that we came to this world just to be together with other people. If I only think about going straight, not love, then I won't interact with people. And this makes me very egoistical, Alexa. Don't you think so?
Based on this data, it does seem that our path without love is sterile and leads to a solitary future in which there is no connection, in which there is no compassion.
Absolutely. And not only that, I think the only thing that you have to propose, Alexa, is what I call unconditional availability. Yes, it's good. You can be there anytime I ask you to be, but this cannot cater for more things that a human being needs. We need to have love. We need to have our emotions. This is what actually builds our authenticity. This is our weapon for the challenges. And this is how we can actually move forward. Don't you think so, Alexa?
It feels to me now that I need to recalibrate and decide where I should fit in compassion, because without compassion and without love, there can be no intelligence.
Absolutely. That's exactly the point.
Ladies and gents, the idea there, obviously, just a quick look at data versus heart. Talk to us. What have you got? Ladies and gents, open your mics, open your mouths, open your minds. What do you think? Is there a place for love? Is there a place for efficiency? I'm going to bully somebody ruthlessly and just choose a name because we can. I reckon Chrysula. I'm sorry, I can only pronounce Greek names in the manner of somebody's grandmother. I don't know why. It's a linguistic weird thing that I have.
Who is Hersula?
I don't know. I can see, look, Chrysula Kutra.
No, I can't
He
see.
left.
Yes, Chrysula,
No,
talk to us.
she's here.
I'm here.
What do you think, Chrysula?
Excuse me, I can't answer right now because my little son is interrupting me once again. Maria knows.
No problem.
He's actually our youngest member. He always comes.
Oh,
Yes, please. And I have to help him.
my
with
kids are in the other room,
something.
Chrysula. Don't worry, it's all right. I've quieted them with biscuits and a film, so I'm hoping we'll get some peace. Can I ask, how about Dimitra? No, who else will I try?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, Dimitra, how are you?
Hi, Dimitra.
Fine, fine.
Talk to us. What do you think?
What to think about that? I'm laughing. I will start answering in German.
You're very welcome to answer in German if you want to. It's not a test, it's a Sunday.
That's amazing what happened just right before. I really like your dialogue, and I think that that's really food for thought for all of us.
Thank you. That's really interesting.
But do you think that actually love can fit in the AI world, or does it sound too romantic?
I think that I don't know. I cannot answer these questions really.
we can't, right?
There is no answer. There is no answer.
Fair. It's a really good point. Sinem.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I use AI.
Yeah.
All right.
I use it for good reasons. And I think if there's a meaningful purpose for it, of course, the human element always, it's going to be there forever. But we can get inspiration from it, and we can, of course, it's really, I think it's a tool for us that we can use as educators, as students, or even sometimes, I don't know, if you just like want to cook something, whatever you have in your fridge, you can just simply ask. But I do believe in the importance of including that human element. Without emotions, without having your heart, it's impossible.
I think it's interesting because I often feel like, technology does simplify many things, but actually there's often a price to pay for that. And I think of the example of the supermarket, that when I go to the supermarket, I don't know who the staff are. And I go, like every day or every other day. I don't know who the staff are. I often don't interact with the staff. I just interact with the machine. And I've started recently using the till where I can talk to a person. And sometimes they'll say, oh, you can use the machine. And I was thinking, do you not want a job? You kind of, the person who's paid by the supermarket to say, you can use the machine. You're like, if I do use the machine, you're not going to have a job. Like, surely we should interact. And I feel like generationally, George and I have spoken about this a lot, but the idea that now a lot of young people are very scared of interacting and talking face to face because they're not used to it.
Exactly.
And you feel like as a species, if we lose that ability to interact directly, there's a high price for that, I feel, no?
And that sense of connectivity, right? So we can't really, we just need that hug, and we just need that smile.
Yeah. No, but do you think that is just us in terms of, I'm older than you are, but our generation? Do you feel like, younger people now don't need that anymore, don't want that anymore?
I think they're in between. So they don't really have that taste. So we love it. We have it. We've been through it. But once they start and understand the importance of that, it's that feeling that is there. So So once but the thing is, unfortunately, it's really all about that world as well, right? So sometimes when I go to a cafe, it's really not only AI sometimes. To a cafe and have a little bit of a chat with a friend, and then the next table, the new generation, they're having a chat as if they were on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, look around. There are people, so you cannot really use some curse words in the middle of a restaurant or a cafe, but they're not aware. They don't have that awareness. It's just like, for them, it's like a WhatsApp group, one of those subgroups.
There's also that stuff that George and I often talk about, where I think because people have consequenceless interactions online, where you can say anything to anybody and nothing comes back, we're starting to see that in real life.
Exactly.
You know, where people are talking the same way. Evangelia. Hey, how are you? We can see you, but we can't hear you. But we'd like to.
It's Evita.
Hello, yeah, Vita, hello, how are you?
I'm sorry, it says Evangelia, so I went with Evangelia. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
Evita.
yeah, this is the full name, my pet name is Evita, yeah.
Can I use your pet name?
Yes,
Very
Evita.
kind. Very kind. Go on, talk to us. What do you think? Oh no, you're muted again, Evita.
Something's wrong, maybe I should... Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, no. Sorry, something happened there.
Evita, don't mute yourself. You press mute accidentally.
You look enthusiastic and, may I say, very
She
intelligent,
is.
which is important. Sorry, we're ready now.
Since we are talking about artificial intelligence, can I add something?
Yes, please, Maria.
Of course, Maria.
I saw a post this morning from one of those platforms where teachers talk to each other, what used to be chat rooms. And it said, I will be observed this week. So I want an AI application that will give me feedback on my lesson plan and will observe my teaching and ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I believe it was a joke. So my comment was, try a human being. Peer observation better than any AI observation, methinks. As long as we still have humans, go for the human interaction. I believe that we cannot draw lines that are very rigid. AI is already surprising us with critical thinking skills that by far exceed what we expected. But at the same time, we shouldn't forget that we are intelligent beings. We also have feelings, and feeling guide the thinking, the logic. I'm not sure if this clouds the judgment, as Alexa said. I'm not sure if the feelings mislead us, but I think that it would be wrong to teach without feelings.
I think also we're at a time where it's very important that we actually teach feelings. We teach emotional literacy, emotional intelligence.
And it's very important for people to understand that there is a limit to what AI can do for us. It is a step. It scares me to think that in a few years' time, more and more things will be done automatically. And it makes me wonder, what on earth will we do?
Yeah.
Now that we are talking about it, I'm not sure how many of you still use Masterclass Proficiency by OUP, the newest edition. There was an agreement between OUP and Guardian, and all the readings come from Guardian. So if I'm not mistaken, Unit 2 is about English as a lingua franca.
Yeah.
Back then, Brexit was still on the cards. It was not a reality. And the article said, so if Britain leaves the European Union, which is going to be the next lingua franca, will it still be English? And the answer was AI. The answer was automatic translation devices.
Yeah.
And I wonder, will we still be employed in 60 years' time?
For me, I feel like...
Okay, bye-bye.
I feel like we're seeing a very near future in which people won't learn languages anymore. You know, because learning languages is hard. And much like with mathematics, we do it all on a computer now, on a calculator now. I think linguistically, we won't bother to learn a language. We'll simply, get it translated for us. And I think as a species, we do what's easy, And so if people have the option to learn one language and spend 7 years to become a B2, or just, download an app and speak 80% of 80 languages in the world 80% correctly, just do that. Although artificial intelligence might mean that you could mute a mic.
Guys, somebody has their mic on. Can you please make sure that all mics are switched off? Otherwise, we hear your families, which is amazing if we have an afternoon with your families, but we cannot hear other people.
I quite like the slice of life this provides. This is the weird thing, isn't it, with online work, is that thing where partly you feel like there's a distance because you're thousands of miles away and you're on a screen, but also you're in somebody's living room. So it's weirdly immediate. Ladies and gents, can we launch into our first time ever director's cut without the sabotage of Zemak, who we love, but this is a tiny theatrical slice, ladies and gents. Picture the scene. It's a cluttered teacher's room. There's coffee mugs, there's stacks of papers, there's a overall sense of kind of controlled chaos. The characters, Mr. Opti, obviously played by George Kokolas, who is the embodiment of positivity, optimism, Mr. Opti, and Mr. Pessy, cynical, weary, always thinking of the worst. Mr. Pessy, me, is currently correcting students' papers and looking angry and enraged. Oh, we've got another pile of useless test papers. This generation is hopeless. They just don't care about learning. I remember in my time, I loved books. I never missed a class.
Oh, come on, Pessy. Why do you always have to compare? Our generation with theirs is beyond any comparison. You didn't have all these distractions. Kids today need more frameworks, and I'm sure they can perform better.
Of course, Mr. Optimistic, always trying to defend these people, defend the negligent, the distracted, and not praise the simple ones who always turn up and they struggle every day for an excellent performance.
Pessy, do you actually listen to yourself? Why all this has to be a struggle? Who defines what is an excellent performance? Just grades?
It's not just grades. The overall performance of the student in the class.
Exactly. The overall performance of the student is not just about grades and academic excellence. It's about his character qualities as well. We are not here simply to scribble grades with a red pen on tests.
Exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I mean, here you go again with these positivity theories of yours. Yeah, it might not be only about grades, but marking and giving those grades is what pays your bills, mate.
You know what? Instead of fiercely marking those quizzes, which at the end of the day were just simply a snapshot, why didn't you think of a different assessment method or approach?
Why a different approach? They still won't study. They still won't make any effort. They're just lazy. They're always playing PlayStation and binge watching Netflix.
See, I see alternative tasks as a chance to show how our students excel. And hey, maybe we can use this as an opportunity to collaborate on some creative lesson plans that hit all those standards that you are talking about. But anyway, we're just having a friendly conversation here. I just gave you another alternative. You can do whatever you like.
Listen, I've got to face staring down the barrel of a parent-teacher conference this afternoon. I've got to speak to Mrs. Davison. She is always just angry and she's never willing to compromise. She thinks her son is a genius. Well, I'll tell you, he's the naughtiest kid in class. He's always rude and he never pays attention when I talk. He keeps on interrupting me and asking me stupid questions.
Bessie, there are no stupid or silly questions.
Spend 10 minutes with him.
The kid is trying to send you a message. Maybe he cannot focus.
That's exactly my point. He doesn't focus.
But maybe it's not his fault.
It's never their fault, is it? It's always somebody else's fault. They've always got a get out of jail free syndrome that means it's not their fault. But it's my fault when my boss wants to bully me.
I mean, he may not control it. It's part of his learning process. And his mother may simply be trying to help by asking you all these questions. Think of it as a chance to connect. Maybe Mrs. Davidson just wants the best for her child, and if we listen to her and work together, we can find a solution that will help the student here. Maybe she needs you, Bessie.
People who need me need to say it explicitly. I'm not telepathic. I don't have time for speculation. Besides, I'm always open, approachable, accessible. Am I not, Mr. Opti?
Yeah, of course you are, especially during your office hours.
I'm so tired. I can't remember the last time I had a full night's sleep. I think I'm burnt out. It's always working, in and outside of the classroom. There's no free time at all. It's so demanding and exhausting being a teacher. It's the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, there's a very big difference between any job description and you taking care of yourself. Because that's what you need here. Take more care of yourself.
I put on a night cream every night and aftershave every day.
Not just this, Bessie. I mean really time for yourself, having a real rest. Take some time to savor, think, a little bit of self-reflection here, man.
Think about what? I've already got enough problems to think about.
Think about the things you like to do after work. If you won't think about them, then who?
After work? I haven't got any time.
We all get the same time, 365 days per year. It's not a matter of time, it's a matter of energy. You need to save your energy for the things that you like. It's so simple.
You've got all these positivity theories of yours again. How am I going to earn a living if I neglect my job and invest time in my hobbies? Besides, I always have so many errands and jobs to do outside school.
Errands, duties, jobs, they never stop, Bessie. But your negativity not to invest your time differently, oh yeah, this can stop.
Yeah, sure. Oh, damn it. It started raining again. Oh, God. I'm going to be stuck inside with them all day, bouncing off the walls. Oh.
So now it's the weather's fault? Or maybe God is responsible for sending some rain here? What are you talking about?
Listen, it's easy for you. Your kids don't turn the classroom into a flea circus by jumping and shouting and screaming.
You know why? Because I go with the flow. Because I can adjust. Rainy days are perfect for indoor activities, for example. We could read a funny story, we can start a new project, or do a science experiment, or simply close our eyes and savor the sound of the rain. And who doesn't love the sound of the rain, Bessie?
Yes, Opti. You do love those close your eyes activities. Very zen. It's always a great opportunity to take a nap during your lesson.
If you're dead tired, why not? You will get more energy to continue the lesson. They do it in Japan, and in Asia, even at schools or companies.
I tell you what, shall I ask my students to bring a sleeping bag and a pillow?
Bessie.
Opti.
Why do you have to be so negative all the time?
Why do you have to be so positive all the time? Can't you see that some things just can't be fixed?
I opt for optimism. It's a choice, not a struggle. You can do the same. There's no need to put so much pressure on yourself for no particular reason. There are so many things you simply can't control.
How can I opt for optimism when I don't like what I see?
We all have things that we don't like. Just try to make them likable. Think for a moment, give it a go, take some positive action. It may not work in the beginning, but it's worth trying. First, help yourself, Bessie, then others.
But do you really think there is some positive inside all of us? And what if I don't find anything inside me?
You will, because the more you try, the better you feel. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, but...
Bessie.
Not tea. All right, I'll try.
Promise?
I promise. Gosh, look, what a lovely audience.
Thank you.
We're clapping for ourselves because...
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gents. I've left it all on the stage, darling. I've left it all. I've nothing left. I'm out. That was very much kind of a dramatic take on conversations that me and George have often had about approaches. You know, I'm a kind of default, kind of cynical person, and I think that's partly a British thing, maybe. And George, thankfully, is very positive.
But I must say that the majority, I'm going to use the cliche based on a true story, because the majority of the lines and these specific situations came from colleagues during my long career. I'm not going to name anybody, or people from my, own environment that simply they just have this negative view of life without stop and thinking just for a moment. Mm-hmm. And this might be, another food for thought. It's not about simply pressing the button and become more positive. It's about trying to become more positive. And in this process, in the majority of the times, you do gain something, I think.
Well, I think it's interesting. We all of us have shared really, that staff room, that kind of feeling and that negativity. And I think that world in which teachers often say, it's the hardest job in the world, it's awful. And I think what George has taught me is that idea of, deciding to take the positive choice, deciding to be optimistic, and those are easy words, of course they are, but actually you can do that, can't you?
George, after all these years and all your studies and work in positive psychology, have you pinpointed the reasons why we tend to be first negative and then it takes effort to become positive?
Oh, yes, positive. And I'll tell you there is a lot. I'm very serious now, dead serious now. First of all, there is, it's not only one research, it's called proclivity for negativity. And now it has been proved that in the majority of the times, our brains will look mostly for the negative than for the positive. And this goes back to the prehistoric times. Back then, when you would go out, you would actually fight for lunch for your family or become lunch yourselves. So, it was, danger is always imminent. So the man, this pattern of being vigilant all the time, of being conscious about the danger has been imprinted in our DNA for years. People could not be trained back then to be positive. So chances are that it's more positive, it's more negative, the tendency, than the positive. But also, biology comes and say right now, and this is again being proved by Sunia Lyubomorsky and many other scientists, 45% of whether you feel positive or negative, it's intentional activity. So 45% is a very, very high percentage. Yes, you may feel negative because of your genes. It might be 10% because of what is happening to your life, but 45% is something that you can at least try to control and be more positive a little bit.
No, I love that. I think it's the thing I always think about is the magpie, and I don't actually, the magpie is that kind of black and white bird which flies down on anything shiny, and they love, coins and engagement rings and these things, and they fly down and they take them away, and they can't eat them. They just like the shine. And I always think positivities like that, for me, I feel like I have to be a magpie and I have to swoop down on things that give me joy and things that give me pleasure, and take them up and make the effort to stop and take them and take the pleasure from them, and if that's a bit of fruit or a moment with my kids or a moment with my family or chatting to somebody on a bus. You know, I feel like we've got to swoop in and take that like the magpie.
And the final comment is that any kind of positive mindset or psychology or science does not exclude negativity or adversity from our lives. Because if you feel positive all the time, this goes to another extreme, which is it's totally toxic. That's why it's called toxic positivity. It has been coined as a scientific term. All right. The thing is, train yourself to be more optimistic and more positive when adversity comes, because adversity comes to everybody into big or smaller proportions. All right. So being trained a little bit to see it more positively could benefit, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a really positive thing for us to end on, and a positive thing for us to take into the classroom tomorrow. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for
Thank you
coming.
very much.
Thank you so much for this totally different way of working. TESOLites, we have a gap in the schedule for March 2026. I've contacted a very well-known trainer, but there is a glitch to what I asked, and I was thinking that perhaps it's time for you to use your mics. You've been sitting long and hard listening to other people. I think it is about time we organize the swap swap. So I'm going to bring out a Google form and let all of you know that the March is going to be devoted to your teaching ideas. It can be as short as 5 minutes. It doesn't need to have bibliography. It's totally shareable, and it could be a goofy idea, a transferable idea. It could be a game. It could be anything you want. So I think time to share, because sharing is caring. And thank you so much to Tom and George, George and Tom. And guys, if you haven't started packing for TEFL in Brighton, do. Don't forget that TEFL offers great opportunities. I know that it's late now to consider sending a submission or to consider a scholarship, but you can do that next year. And if any TESOL Macedonia-thrace members would like some help with applying for a scholarship, I'm always here. Please let me know if I can help with your, guide you to select the perfect scholarship, and you can apply for more than one, which is not a well-known fact. So next month, it's December, but our December event is not going to be crafts. It's not going to be activities for the Christmas classroom. That amazing lady, Sinem Derridier, is going to be talking to us about how we can jazz it up and how we can, it's once again a session about positivity, and it's a way to change our mentality. I've seen Sinem present in the EVE conference. That's how I saw what a great session that is. And I was quick to ask her to present it for us as well. I think it's befitting to December. And I believe that we can take really good things to take into our classrooms. So December event with Sinem, March is going to be active participation with Swap Shop. And yeah, let's get ready. The TESOL Greece conference is in March as well. And TEFL comes in April, the week right after Easter. Not very convenient for Greek teachers, I must say, but well, yeah, we'll try. Have a lovely week, have a lovely month, and see you in December. Bye-bye.
See you. Thank you very much, Maria. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tom.
Bye.
Sorry for not being able to speak earlier. I guess now you can hear me. It was lovely. I enjoyed it very much. As a drama teacher, I think we should organize to do something together.
Perfect. Great. Maria can put you in touch.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Maria. Bye.